Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody had a great weekend out there. It was an absolutely perfect weekend here in South Alabama. We got our first really cool spell. It was 43 degrees this morning, and I'm absolutely loving it. Today I want to talk about how the raw food isn't hard. It just takes one thing. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you go down and hit that subscribe button right now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I almost gave you guys a view of this swole, chiseled body of mine. I was just working out and I had a tank top on, but it started getting chilly in the house, so I had to put a shirt back on. No, I'm just joking with you. Ain't too much swelling here, but I'm getting there. I'm enjoying this TRX. I'm eating like a madman. And when we get to around to spring 2021, I'm going to be in the 170s. I'm going to push it up to at least 170 pounds this year. So yeah, the raw food diet isn't hard. Listen, I'm just kind of talking a little bit today because I had kind of a come to Jesus self moment with myself this weekend over some other issues in my life. I've told you guys before, the food part of it, I just eat food. I mean, I'm kind of like a robot I just have my set food that I'm pretty much eating every day. I eat some nice cream. I have a big green smoothie, have a big salad, you know, change up a few things in there, but I'm pretty much on point. But I have other areas of my life and that I have been frustrated in, and I'm like, well, why don't I apply just the same thought process, the same philosophy to that as I do to this eating, and how I try to, you know, share stuff here. And it really, the one thing it really comes down to is the will to do it. Are you going to do it? Once you set your will to do it, and this isn't even like, think about it. Think about what people have accomplished in life. People set big goals and they have the will to do it and they get it done. Now, the will alone is not enough in some areas, but when it comes to eating, just will alone would do it. You just decide, that's what I'm going to eat. Now, what trips most people up, and this is why I try to remember to mention some element of this in almost every video I do. People get tripped up because of perfection. They don't do the lifestyle perfect. They don't do it to the standards of others out there that they're comparing themselves to. And they're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They get frustrated with it and then they just say, okay, well, it doesn't work. It's not for me. They're actually angry at it like it's an object and they throw it out. And it all comes back to they put these expectations on themselves that were not necessary. ABMF. Always be moving forward. That's what I'm always talking about. If you will approach it like that and stop worrying about, like, from day one, oh God, I ate this last week. I have more people that will write to me and you would think they were confessing that they killed their child or they stole some money or cheated on their spouse. And they tell me, you know, they just started this lifestyle and they're broken up because they ate something that wasn't part of their lifestyle, or they ate. And a lot of times people will write to me or they will make a comment or they'll say something to me through an Instagram or something, and they're like broken, they're shattered, they're broken. They think they've done the worst thing in the world, and I'm like, I don't really see that as being all that bad. A lot of that part comes down to the fanaticism of the raw part. I've seen people out there and it's just like, you know, and sometimes I don't even say anything because I know I'm not going to penetrate their thoughts. They're actually eating very healthy and they consider themselves failing when they eat a bite of cooked food or they eat something cooked that's really not that bad. And okay, regardless, we can have different views on whether you should eat any cooked food or not, but if you do something like that, simply go back to eating raw food. Dwelling on anything you've done is already in the past. It's already in the past. So, you know, stop getting tripped up every time you make a mistake. Sometimes I think it would be, like, there's areas of my life where being kind of robotic and sociopathic and not letting a little emotion get in there serves me well. And that's when it comes to the food. Like, stop being so emotional. When you make a mistake, don't dwell on it. Don't get into this psychological state. Just, okay, I ate this. Just be very nonchalant. I ate this. I didn't want to eat this, or it's not on my plan, or blah, blah, blah. You go back to eating raw. Why do people want to talk about it? You know, somebody will make one little mistake on this diet and they want to talk about it for a week, or they want to, you know, kind of spiral into it or give into it. A lot of people will do one bad thing and they just kind of use that as an excuse to, you know, just kind of keep on doing bad things. It's all about the will. It's all about the will. If you will just set your will, you want to follow a raw food diet, however much you want to eat or how little you want to eat, or if you want to just do a whole food plant-based diet, whatever your is, set your will. This is what I'm going to do. And make yourself a plan to get there and give yourself some time to get there. And don't be ridiculous. You're not going to start doing this and know everything you need to know in a few days. You're not going to know everything you need to know in a week. You're not going to know everything you need to know in probably in 6 months. You're still going to always be, you're going to have questions. You're going to be trying to figure it out. And there's going to be a lot of trial and error involved. So just kind of if you will give yourself permission to do that, if you'll just kind of realize that, and just look at it. Everybody talks about the journey. Everybody talks about the process, but they don't have the patience of a journey or a process. They just want to be there. They want to just like teleport there. Like they want to snap their fingers and say, okay, today I became raw. And you're raw. There is a progression to get there. And instead of worrying about like, I'm not where I want to be today, just put a foot in front of the other. Do something more like be better today than you were yesterday. And I don't want to just put a bunch of like, you know, positive affirmations in there, but it's not so much positive affirmations as it is just common sense. It just is what it is. So, you know, set yourself a plan, learn a little bit more every day, educate yourself every day, spend a certain amount of time every day if you're new to this lifestyle. Doing a little bit of reading, doing a little bit of studying, but doing a little bit of really thought out research and not just, you know, like, oh, you've got your favorite YouTuber and you watch every one of their videos. And maybe why this thing finally worked for me, I'll tell you something. I'll go back to even before I was raw, the 6 months leading up to when I went raw and went vegan, because I'd started getting healthier then. When I started my health journey this time, I hate using that word for some reason, but that's the only way I can describe it. When I started my health journey this time, this is going back to the beginning of 2012, so we're almost going back 9 years. But when I started getting healthy, when I kind of crawled out of the bottle and said, okay, I need to repair my body. I need to, you know, try to mitigate the damage that I've done for 30 plus years. I don't know why. I don't know why I was in that place, in that headspace that I was at that particular time. But this time I decided there is no time frame on this. There is no, like, I had weight to lose. I was probably, at the time, I was probably about 25 or 30 pounds overweight. Maybe not that much, maybe about, but I was kind of thick. I've showed that one before picture I have before. But even though I had weight to lose and I didn't like the way I particularly looked, I had no thoughts in my mind about appearance. I had really no thoughts in my mind about weight. I didn't even own a scale at the time. I was in San Jose, Costa Rica. And I really did. And maybe that's why, you know, it was just a timing thing for me. It was just my time, whatever you want to say. But this was the time that I decided there's no time frame on this thing. I'm just going to kind of, and everything that I share in these videos is an experience I've had, or it's how I've done it. And that's what I did from day one. Even when I was getting healthier, but I was still eating animal products, and I was still doing some things that I don't do now, but I still had that mentality. I'm getting better every day. I'm moving forward every day. And I did. In that 6 months between the time I decided to start getting healthy and I actually, you know, learned about the raw vegan lifestyle, veganism, whole food plant-based diet, the raw aspect of it, I had done a lot of healing of my body, and I had already changed my health a lot just in that 6 months. Well, I mean, even if I hadn't changed a lot about the way I eat, I had given up, in 2012, I gave up cigarettes, I gave up alcohol, and then eventually, as you know, my story progresses, halfway through the year, I gave up animal products. So that was a lot of shit to give up in 1 year when you're a crazy old partying, burger eating, skirt chasing dude like me. But I did, and that's all I did, and that's all I've done ever since. There's never been any, I've never been like, I want to lose this amount of weight by this time. I've never been like, I need to do this by this time. It's just always moving forward. I don't care. I don't care if I take, like, if you just put it in the metaphor of like walking, like, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Even if I just take one step today, even if I just take half a step, you're going forward. You know, always be moving forward. But in the end, it all comes down to will, and I'm going to finish with that. And this has got like this. This doesn't leave people feeling well. Sometimes is there's never going to be something that is. It's never going to just click into place where all of a sudden your cravings go away and everything, all the problems you're having right now and all the difficulties you're having just go away. That's never going to happen. It's all about the will until you just determine this is what you're going to do. And people can say, well, but for me, it's like this. But, no buts. You know, I don't have all that great of a background story to tell to wow you, but they're out there. Go look at it. If you're saying you can't do it, go look at the person that was 450 pounds. I've seen those. I don't personally know one to say, but I've seen that stuff. Go look at the person that was 450 pounds that did it. Tell them why you can't do it. Tell them your excuses. Go look at the person that has healed themselves from, you know, maybe not healed, but have managed rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's. You see, like my friend Amanda. Go tell the people that have done these things and they didn't do anything special other than, you know, just have the will to do it and follow these. So, like I say, I like to point out a lot of time is a lot of people are just making a lot of excuses out there. This diet is not all that difficult. You can eat all the time. You can eat all the time if you're eating the right things. So, anyhow, just my 2 cents worth to start off this beautiful week. Hope you guys all enjoyed this message today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you again later this week. Peace.